Hi, welcome to my channel, Takoyaki Taro. Today is Friday, June 6, 2025. So before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If they resonate with you and gives you clarity, great. If it does not, then don't force it to be your story. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling some cards. I had some interesting dreams last night, and I feel like Hi. Hold on. Okay, where was I? Okay, no, leave it there. You have to eat your breakfast. So, so in one of the dreams, some of you, probably like the vast majority of the collective, you are being set at tables, okay? And I'm just going off by a dream that I had last night. You are being set at tables, okay, and these tables have a limited amount of seats. But that's okay because other people have their own tables, right? But that's, it's not like, so other people have their own tables, right? I feel like I should just, might as well tell you the dream. Okay, collective, some of you are being set at tables, right? That these tables are a limited amount of seats, and the seats are specifically for the collective, right? Four at this table, four at this table, whatever, right? Yes? Hold on. Okay, okay, for the third time, right? You collective are being sat at tables. These tables have a limited amount of seats, but that's okay because other people have their own tables to sit at. The difference is that your tables have there's a feast, right? But on top of that, you all have your individual assigned desserts. So in a way, it would be like you all have your own individual designed blessings. Okay, in the dream, my dessert was on the table, right? And a bunch of other people, they were getting up from their tables because there was nothing left on their tables. They were getting mad because their tables were empty, right? They ate it all. They ate all their food, but they also didn't have any dessert. I noticed that there was no desserts on their tables, right? But they ate all their food. There was nothing left on their table, so there was nothing left for them to do anymore, so they were all getting up, and their tables everywhere around, people everywhere around, right? And there was this one girl. She had like white skin but like short red hair, but it was like straight short red hair, but she like combed it out to give it extra volume, and it was like up to here, right? She combed it out to give extra volume, and she was average height. And she was in a table over here to like the left, and she had gotten up. She was in that one seat, like let's say like a rectangle table. She was like at the end seat. So she was there at the end seat. She had gotten up, right? Because again, there was nothing left at their table. And she got up, and as she's like walking past the table that I am sitting at with a couple other people, she's like rubbernecking to see what we have on our table. And she's seen that we have a plate of desserts on our tables. And immediately she got like really PO'd. Like she was really, really upset and mad. There's sirens in the background. And there were like people, right? Because she had made a comment, right? And the people who were walking away from their tables, they all of a sudden turned to look at our table. And there were comments like, oh, that's not fair. Well, we want dessert too. We didn't get dessert. Well, that's not fair. That's not fair. We want dessert. We didn't get dessert too. It was a bunch of that, right? And like I said, there was a limited amount of desserts on that plate. An exact amount of number of desserts for the people that were sitting at that table. And I remember there were people, right, who were not a part of our table trying to reach and grab the desserts. And I remember I was covering my dessert because I'm like, definitely no one's going to be touching my dessert. This is my dessert. I'm not sharing with nobody. So I feel like you need to have some sort of energy like that right now where someone's trying to take something from you. You're going to have to be like, act like it's the last dessert. Right? You act like it's the last favorite dessert, right? And it's going to be discontinued. You need to act like it. All right? You need to make sure that it's first of all, it's already yours. All right? It's yours. But there are some people that are trying to like, well, that's not fair. I want some. That's not fair. I want a dessert too. I keep getting that whiny, annoying, I want one too. Oh my God. Listen. I cannot stand a whiny individual, right? When there's no reason to be whiny, right? Now, if there's a reason and you're crying, let's figure it out, right? And with children are kind of like excluded of this, obviously, because they're babies, they're children, they're still learning. But if you're an adult and you're constantly whining, you're constantly complaining, you're constantly crying, listen, I don't know why, but I just like, there are more important things to cry about, I guess. I don't know. And that's not saying because I don't cry, right? We're all human, right? But I feel like if you're constantly doing this all the time, complaining, crying, whining, complaining, crying, whining. It's annoying. Get away from me. So, anyways, back to the dream, right? And so I was like protecting my dessert because I'm like, first of all, that's my dessert. It was given to me. It was assigned to me. It's for me, right? It's got my flavors. It's got this. It's my dessert. So no, you cannot have this. So you need to be in that energy right now. No, you cannot have this. Obviously not with children. And obviously, like if you have 2 slices of pizza and there's a pregnant woman and she's like, oh, that smells good. Can I have a bite? Yeah, give her a bite. She's a pregnant woman and you have 2. You'll be fine. Right? Or, I don't know if like you're on the bus and you're sitting down and there's another person and they're like, can I have that seat? And they're not disabled, they're not pregnant, they're not elderly, right? No, for what? I just sat down. Yeah, but I've had a long day. I've had a long day too. So what do you want me to do about that? Right? There's something about something that's it's kind of giving the energy of like first come, first serve, but it was kind of like it's the only reason why I'm saying that is because someone feels like, well, I want one too, right? So they feel like if they had done something first, or if they had sat down first, right? Or if they had said something first, right? But the thing is, and that's why I'm getting that first come, first serve energy, because that could be from that other person, that other energy. They feel like if they were just there first, or if they, you know what I mean? But the gag is, it was always going to be yours, whether you were first, second, middle, last, right? You could have been last, right? But you finally got there. You finally got there, but it's yours. You know, good evening, sir. Good evening, madam. Your seat has been reserved specifically for you, kind of energy, all right? The best example, another example would be like at an opera, right? And you have a reserved VIP box seat, and the show already started, and you're 20 minutes late. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. Your seat has been reserved for you, right? And you're late. The show already started, but you got there. You made sure you didn't stop. Oh, I'm going to be 5 minutes late. I'm just going to turn around. No, you got there. That's something about you making sure you did whatever it took to get there the right way, even if it was the long way, right? Because you got there. You didn't cut corners in life. You didn't make deals and contracts and vague promises, whatever. You, even though it was a long way, you made sure you got there. So that's why it was, that's what I'm saying, like, it doesn't matter if you were first, middle, or last, like, it's yours. It was always going to be yours. But somebody has this energy of, like, first come, first serve kind of energy. But anyway, so back to the dream. I keep jumping, but I promise it's just making things easier for me to move on, right? So in the dream, where I'm covering my desserts, and then the woman with, like, the poofy, straight red hair, like, she gave it Valium, right? She had, like, a tan army jacket, but no pattern. It was just kind of like the style of the old army jackets, that kind of style, but it was like a tan color. And she had on, like, Caprice jeans on. They were like a dark, dirty wash black. And then she had on, like, these black, like, combat boots, or like maybe Doc Martens, okay? And she walked a lot with, like, her hip out. Like, she would stand a lot with her hip out and her hands on her hip. All right, she did a lot of that in my dream. And so this woman, like, she's rubbernecking and she's making a comment, and other people are noticing, and they're like, oh, we want that too, that's not fair. So then I'm covering my dessert, so nobody's touching my dessert. My dessert's mine, right? And then she's walking away, and she's talking so much stuff, just a lot of mean, foul, nasty things out of her mouth. And I remember I said, we have no business listening to the person who's talking crap, because they're not, we have no business listening to them. Something like that. I don't know. Something like that. But, I don't know. I guess, like, I called her out. She got called out. And I made sure I was loud enough for her to notice it was me. Because she looked right at me after I said this, and then she turned back around, and it was and then she was, and oh, that's where they were. That's where they were. All of these people, I just spit. All of these people that had gotten up from the tables, they had to go back in line. The entrance, the entrance exit, they had to go back in line. And all of these people, we were only the only ones sitting at this table, and it was like a room, and the room was being cleared out by these other people because there was nothing else on their table. And so they had to go back in line and wait to get out. They were in line. I remember, I think it was like a year and a half ago. I wrote it down, though. I stopped writing down my dreams about a year and a half ago, actually. But I used to write them down a lot. But I had this one dream where it was like a line, all right? Everybody was waiting to in line to go up, right? They were waiting in line to go up. I think it was to, like, I don't know. But I remember there was, like, the side stairs or something. And then I had another dream where I was climbing up a ladder, and there were people below me, and they were like, and they were like, hey, they were calling my name, like, wait, don't go any further, wait, and the distance is impressive, right? But and these people were all the way down at the bottom of the ladder, and I was all the way at the top, right? And I just had a little bit more to go, but they wanted me to stop, go down to them, so that we can all go up together. That was something like that. There's a weird sense of community members, people in a community, in a coven, in a family, in a group, in a congregation. There's something about that. But everybody in this group, every single person in this group, they're codependent on each other, right? They even if they don't like each other, if they talk about each other, if they betray each other, they will forgive each other for the sole purpose of being able to have that sense of community, that sense of not being alone, like that sense of, oh, I have so and so, but the relationship is corrupt, tainted, aggressive, toxic. It's not. Nobody likes each other, but they stick around just so that way they don't have to be alone, which is really sad. You keep yourself in an environment that's hurtful and toxic and poisons you just so you don't have to stand by yourself and heal. Can you believe that? People would rather stand and poison within a community of people than stand by themselves and heal. Because healing is very naked, vulnerable, scared, right? So put it like this. Now I'm seeing a bird, right? And this bird has a grand, beautiful opportunity. This is like these birds are magnificent to the eyes, right? But these birds are also covered in filth, dirty, cold. They've got bald patches where their feathers aren't blooming, right? They look like rotisserie chickens, all right? And it's better that way because they're around other rotisserie chickens. And they feel that if they huddle together, they feel warm. They've got warmth. That sense of community is giving them warmth. And then standing by themselves because they're so naked and burnt and afraid and so dirty that standing by themselves, there's no warmth, so they have to stand by the fake warmth. But I feel like you stepped away, right? You're this bird that's been beaten, burned, worn, torn, bald spots everywhere. You stepped away. And even though it was shivering, right, there's a little sunspot. You stood in it and you're shivering. And then day by day, all the dirt grimes away. All the dirt and the grimes, it goes away. The bald patches start healing because you're in the sun, right? You're not huddled together in darkness. And now you've got some feathers bumping through and you're like, oh, right? Your skin is being moisturized, all that good stuff. And then one day, you're like close to like, you know how like it's so dramatic in like movies and shows, right? When something is like emerging, right? Like a beautiful swan. You're in that stage where you're about to be like, and all the sparkles and the diamonds and the shimmer and the glimmer, right? You're literally in that stage right now where it's like this, and then any second now you're going to be like, whoosh. I feel like, I don't know. You're really going to have to, like, put your foot down. I feel like this is like a spirit of envy or something. Because, yeah, she was angry in my dream, but it was more jealousy, envy, animosity, hatred, a lot of competition energy, too. You're going to have to, I don't think it's going to be a problem, honestly, right? But, yeah. And you know what's interesting, too? I highly doubt that this is going to be able to be, I just don't, it's not going to happen, right? And this is someone who's mostly just, a shit talker. Like, they just want to, like, they want to, like, this is somebody who will say something and then incite a crowd, right? And then they'll back away in the shadows. This is that person. Harmony is called. Embrace equality and pursue justice. Keep an open mind as answers unveil your path to balance. There's been a lot of things of balance lately. And I feel like for some of you, if you have something and people want, right? Maybe if you were in the energy of course, yeah, not a problem. Of course, yeah, not a problem. Now you're in the energy of, no, thank you. Nope, 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 nope. Right? So there's nothing wrong with giving and sharing, but too much is a problem, right? So there's, in this situation, you're being called to keep and reserve, right? Again, too much of that is a problem. So know when to give and when to keep. And that right there is a really, 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 really important lesson for a lot of you. Knowing when to give, knowing when to keep. I feel like, you know what's interesting? I feel like for a lot of the members in the collective, a lot of the problem was knowing when to give. And the rest of the collective, like knowing when to give was, it takes a majority of the collective, right? And you learned how to, whatever, great, congratulations, all of it. But then there is also the rest of the members of the collective. Your problem was learning when to keep, right? Because you gave, obviously, that's wonderful, but then you give and give and give and give and give. So now you're learning when to keep. So that's great. But I don't know why, if there was like a percentage, I would say it would be like that. Okay. I just think that's funny. Yeah, keep an open mind as answers unveil your path to balance. So this is good. You're learning when to keep, when to no, you can't, right? Others of you, you're learning, you're being more, sure, I don't mind, right? That's great. It's a balance, right? Some of you this, some of you that. That's within the collective, right? Anything outside of that, that's, I don't care right now. But I want to get one more and then I'll... Revelations await. Embrace the mystery. Embark on a journey of discovery and watch as secrets unveil before you. I feel like there was something about secrets being revealed as well yesterday. Yeah, by you staying in this balanced energy, right, and balancing out that, sure, you can have, and no, you cannot, right? Balancing out that energy of, no, I've already gone this far, I'm not going back, right? It's a lot of you sticking up for yourself, standing up for yourself, keeping, you know, like if you earn something, you know, oh, I felt bad because, you know, no, I earned this, I did the work, I earned it, that's it, end of story. I feel like a lot of you are in that energy of, right, just balancing out your personal boundaries, your personal wants, your personal sacrifices, right? So here's the thing. Unfortunately now, I'm gonna pull from the Love's Oracle deck. I don't make the rules. So that's all you, right? What we just talked about, that was all you. But I'm gonna pull from the Love's Oracle. Okay. Now, someone, here's the thing, right? Because my intentions are to pull for you. But it's tricky because there's an energy of, with the amount of love that you have for yourself and boundaries and self-care and work and healing, right? The amount of all that you've done for yourself, within yourself, for yourself, to yourself. And when you're in that energy, you're locked in that energy, in a sense, right? So it's kind of like, one thing, I'm gonna pull Leos into this for a second, right? One thing I love so much about Leos is that Leos, they, in their North Node, a good Leo, if they truly love themselves, your love needs to either match the love that they have for themselves or more. So you would have to love a Leo more than they love themselves. And the fact that a Leo loves themselves, majority of the people can't even get to that level, loving themselves. So when you think about a Leo loving themselves, you have to either love them like that or more, which can be very, very difficult. But the reason why I'm bringing in Leos in, so you could be a Leo, this person, this energy is coming from a karmic Leo, but you are in that energy where you love yourself. And if this is the tricky part, because there is someone that's trying to kind of like uproot the love that you have for yourself so that way you can give it to them. There's an energy that wants you to pour into them, love them, give them attention, give to them your time, your energy, your money, your love, your attention, your wisdom, your guidance, your whatever. There's an energy that wants you to give to them. But because you're giving to yourself, it's very, very difficult for this energy to get you to, so this is someone, look at me, and you're like, I love myself too much to look. And that's not being vain or cocky, it's just, a lot of you did a lot of self-sacrificing. And you got to think about it too. Generations, right? You had your grandmothers and your grandfathers giving up their own personal sacrifices, their own happiness, their own wishes, their dreams for their families, or for this or for that or for this or for that, right? This has been happening for generations after generations after generations. So when it's finally time for you to be like, no, I want this, I'm not okay with this, or yes, this is fine, I want to do this, that is very, very difficult, because what you're really doing is you're breaking the bonds of generations of people in your family sacrificing their happiness. You're not doing that. So now there's this energy that wants you to essentially sacrifice your happiness. You, instead of pouring into yourself, pour into them. And it's tricky because this person's floating around, and they could be masking it as love. All right? They could be masking it as love. Stay in this balanced energy, all right? I feel like if you've been seeing, witnessing, hearing, senses, dreaming, channeling, premonitioning, envisioning, seeing, whatever, many truths, all right? Some you care about, some you're like, oh, okay, so that was that, right? Some is just like, okay, well, whatever. And then some is going to be like, oh, now that's interesting. So that was a side note. Okay, hold on. Okay, what was I saying? Oh man. Alright, let me get, jeez, 2 to 3 of this, and then, I'm going to tarot. I knew it all along. Could be something about red flags. Ooh. I knew it all along. I see you in myself. I know I was a fool, but I'm truly sorry. I still think about you. Have I lost you? I am ascending. I don't want, you know what? I don't, this is about to get real tricky. I don't think any of these cards down here are you. The one in the middle, I knew it all along. That's you. But all of these cards, I don't think they're you. I think it could be like your divine feminine or your divine masculine, or someone. If you do a lot of the work, right? If you really with good intentions, right, and the right heart and a clear mind, you can become worthy of being a divine feminine, divine masculine, right? Now, that doesn't happen often. Okay, that's not an everyday thing. Just like becoming a divine feminine, divine masculine. That's not an everyday thing. Okay? But it's also not impossible for, you know, a soul to become this. I see you in myself. I know I was a fool, but I'm truly sorry. I still think about you. Have I lost you? I am ascending. I feel like that's like a whole conversation. Ew, I think someone's lying though. Yeah, I think someone's lying. I think this person is lying. Right? All that stuff I said is still true. It's very, very true. And I feel like this person, they're going to use some sort of knowledge like that to try to convince you that they're changing, they're ascending, they're being good, they're having achievements, they're, you know, success, they've changed their ways, they're healing. I think this person is lying about this. All right, let's see. But I feel like you're balanced. Things are being shown to you. Things are being revealed to you. You knew something. What is that? You knew that this person was lying to you? Yeah, I think that's what this is. Something is telling you that this person is lying. Because you know they're lying, you're not climbing down. Ooh, you're not climbing down your ladder. You're not sharing. King of Wands reverse. This could be the liar. So you know that there's a King of Wands in reverse lying about ascending. Could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or this is someone who, because they're a King of Wands in reverse, they don't know who they are. So because they don't know who they are, they don't have any confidence in themselves. And because they don't have any confidence in themselves, they don't know where to go, right? And because they lack wisdom, they lack motivation, they lack courage, they lack sense of self, they lack motivation, they lack drive, they lack action, they lack leadership. I can keep going on and on and on, right? So if it's not an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, it's someone who is displaying these qualities at the moment in one way or another. But because you can see these qualities for what they really are, okay? This is the energy that wants you to uproot the love that you have for yourself and give it to them, because they don't know who they are. Right? And they don't have the courage to love themselves because they don't and yesterday I was literally saying, who are you at the end of the day? This person, right? They ask themselves, right? They don't have an identity. That's what it is. They don't have an identity for themselves. They can't. Wait a minute. For some of you, this could be a Pisces masculine. This person, they don't... So you know how I say, well, not me, but it's a thing. It's like it's a real fact. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us, right? So this man, if this is a man for some of you, right? This man, or men, karmic men in general, they lack an identity. They don't know who they are. Am I a man? What makes a man? They have all these questions about themselves, right? And a lot of, if it's a man, a lot of it has to do with their sexual identity. Like, what is a man? Am I a man? What makes me a man, right? But I feel like they lack healthy masculine energy, right? Not toxic masculinity, that's a no, but healthy masculine energy, it's not, right? Now, what happens to the feminine energy within them? It becomes a karmic feminine. That nasty, you ever see men who gossip and hang around with women and what's to tea or things like that, right? That's that karmic feminine inside of this man. This man, it's a man, but they have that karmic feminine energy where they too indulge in gossip, they listen, they chit chat, right? It's because they're a catty bitch on the inside, right? So this is a man where you can say, girl, let me tell you, right? But you actually mean it because I'm about to tell you some tea, right? And they're like, yes, I'm here for it, but it's a man, right? Now that's what that is. This is a man who's displaying these qualities. I'm getting a heavy masculine water sign. Could be a karmic Scorpio man, karmic Cancer man, karmic Pisces man. Anyways, so this person's lying, obviously, right? King of Wands reversed. They're not doing anything. How are you going to tell me you're ascending, but you're lazy? You have no motivation, no drive, no ambition. You have no leadership qualities, none of that. They're not ascending. They're lying. They're lying about this. They're definitely lying about that. That's a question that they should be asking God, not you. I feel like them asking you that, it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that. I see you in myself. I know I was a fool, but I'm truly sorry. I still think about you. Those things could be true, but I don't think those things should matter. Alright? And I don't think they do matter because ultimately this person just wants you to use your love to fill them up. Right? They could think about you. They can see you as themselves. But there's nothing here saying love, care. Right? I feel like, yeah, this person wants you to use your love and energy to give to them. Well, you have enough for you love yourself already. You have enough love. Why can't I have some? It's like that. So when we really break it down and simplify it, someone is mad because you won't share your love with yourself with them, right? And if loving yourself that could be the obstacle that I've been picking up for weeks. Someone feels like there's an obstacle. That could be the obstacle. Someone feels like you won't share the love that you have with yourself with them. And because they feel like the love that you have for yourself is in the way, that's the obstacle to them. They would rather have it be uprooted. So now you can't pour into yourself. What are you going to pour into? You can pour. This is what they're thinking. You're not pouring into yourself. You have all this water. You have all this energy. You have all this light. You might as well pour into me because I'm right here. That's what that is. I would be cautious of this King of Wands reverse, whatever their sign is. They could be a water sign or they could be a fire sign. You could be a water sign or you could be a fire sign, right? There could also be the elements of water and fire bumping heads at the moment, right? See, with water and fire, right, too much water will put out the fire. Not enough water, the fire will spread. Right? Too much fire will dry out the water. Not enough fire, the water will drown everything. So there could be something about a power struggle. One trying to, right? There's sirens in the background. It is so hot. My goodness. Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck, because I know what I'm talking about. I don't talk unless I have something important to talk about. Like the Lovers. Queen of Cups. So there could be somebody that wants to communicate with the Queen of Cups, or you could be this Queen of Cups that somebody wants to communicate with. And it could be about the connection that you have, the relationship you have, the romance that you have, the love that you have, the partnership that you have, whatever it is. There's somebody that wants to communicate with you. It could be a King of Wands, or a King of Wands could want to communicate. Wait, you're this King of Wands and the Queen of Cups wants to communicate with you, or you are this Queen of Cups and you want to communicate with this King of Wands, or vice versa, whatever. All right. But I do think that there is a King of Wands in reverse that wants to communicate with the Queen of Cups. But this Queen of Cups is on the fence. And it's not because she hasn't made up her mind. It's because she's choosing not to indulge in this King of Wands reverse. Because there's something about balance here. And this is, you know, this card that I keep seeing, Have I Lost You? But I'm trying to not tap into it, I guess. Because... Queen of Cups on the fence. Have I lost you? I'm ascending. I'm getting like such a I'm getting a weird feeling this entire reading. Like this weird feeling that like a monitoring feeling. Specifically when never mind. Queen of Cups on the fence. I also kept her in Queen of Cups reverse. Queen of Cups reverse. You turned something. It's kind of like you closed a faucet. It could have been to this King of Wands reverse. You closed the faucet on this King of Wands reverse, or this King of Wands reverse energy, or on people like this that aren't willing to climb up the ladder, but they want you to climb all the way down and then help them all the way back up. Let's do it together. But the reality of them saying that is actually you like holding their hands and pushing them and, you know, pulling them. It's like that. It's that kind of energy. Let's do it together. It'll be fun this way. But you're just the beast of burden to the group, right? You're just that. You're the donkey, right? You're pulling everybody. I feel like that kind of energy, it's... Page of Wands reverse. Yeah, you could have... You're blocking these people with Page of Wands reverse. You're blocking them. They're blocked from your energy. And that's the obstacle. The love that you have for yourself. You know your worth. You know your power. Oh my gosh. Hold on. You know your power. You know your value, your worth, your vibration. You know everything of that. And that's part of the love that you have for yourself. And that's locked. That's set in stone. It's literally impossible for you to go back. So this energy, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. They're going to come in, rushing in, being very erratic, impulsive, trying to rush you or gives you that feeling of being rushed. The reason why they're doing that is because it's like every second you ascend higher and higher and higher. And every second, not every minute, not every day, not every week, not every month, not every year, every second. It's a rapid acceleration on your end. And that's why this energy is trying to come in. Oh my god, oh, wait, right? And it's just like, so like this person's trying to like rush in. But it's like impossible, because it's like one step closer to you is like you being 20 steps ahead. So it's very impossible for this person, these people, this energy to get close to you, get you to love them. Four of Wands upright. This is peace, harmony, celebrations, a marriage, that cozy, warm feeling that you have, right? It's this, you're in this energy. Some of you could be getting married, congratulations. Some of you are in a partnership already, and this is, it's just a nice energy. Nine of Cups upright, right behind the Four of Wands. Yeah, you're in this energy. The Four of Wands upright with the Nine of Cups upright. You're in that energy. And if you're not, some of you, if you are single, this is the energy that you are within yourself, right? You love yourself. If you in a relationship, it's because you're choosing to be in a relationship. Or if you're in a relationship, I don't know, I just feel like if you're single, it's because you're not desperate enough to settle, right? And if you are in a marriage or in a partnership, there's true peace and harmony in that, right? This is your energy right now. I like that. The Queen of Pentacles reverse. Okay, we got a Queen of Pentacles reverse and a King of Wands reverse. This could be a dynamic duo. This could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, feminine, and an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius man. Doesn't have to be. It could be both of these qualities in one individual, right? Insecure, don't know what to do, doesn't know how to lead, no confidence, doesn't know who they are, very jealous, very lazy. Queen of Pentacles reverse, King of Wands reverse. Very lazy, no motivations, can't keep a job, can't save, right? Could be as soon as they get something, it leaves their hands. Can't grow. It's oh my god, it's so funny because I was just talking about how the King of Wands reversed, or if this was a masculine, they have a karmic feminine. That energy, that female energy inside of them is very karmic and corrupt. So this could be the female energy within this man, the feminine energy within this man, right? Lack of resources, very insecure, unstable, petty, jealous, envious, gold digger. Men can be gold diggers too. Gold diggers, King of Wands reverse, sleeps around, no commitment. Queen of Wands reverse, couch hopping, can't find stability. I'm getting a very heavy Pisces masculine energy. Like they have these Pisces, right? 12th house, beliefs, fantasies. This person could be very delusional about their reality and who they are and their position in life, in your life, in the world even. They could have a very delusional way of, I don't know, that they could just be going off of the delusion that they can get you to not love yourself, or to love them more than you love yourself. That is the biggest delusion that they are living in right now. Joke of the century. Because the King of Wands reverse, Queen of Pentacles reverse, you don't know who you are, and you expect someone who's locked into who they are, know who they are. loves themselves, to love you more than they love themselves, how do you think that would manage to work? That's not. It's crazy because people who can't even see themselves and you can see them have the audacity to get you to not see yourself and love them.
Mom,
Yeah?
Mom,
Yes.
Mom, we're gonna be pirates.
We're gonna be pirates.
Yeah.
Okay, baby. You're gonna be a super cool pirate.
And you'll be a super cool pirate. Let's be a pirate.
Okay, we can, okay. She's gone. Alright, let me see. I'll get a couple more. Oh my gosh. There's this energy that wants you to be very impulsive. That's been in the back of my mind since I saw that Knight of Pentacles reverse come out. Knight of Swords on the fence. I feel like yeah. Somebody wants you to be really impulsive with the words that you say. There could also be a there could also be two people that are trying to bully you with their words to get you to be impulsive and say the first thing that comes out of your mouth as a defense mechanisms to what they're basically baiting you to say, or it's a bait to get you to say things out of defense. All right. Now it could be this man, right, who has that karmic feminine energy inside of him, or it could be a karmic feminine and a karmic masculine that are going to team up together, kind of like bully you into a corner and be all up in your face, and then but there's something about you having to be cautious of that as well. Stay balanced, obviously, but they're also going to try to intimidate and bully you into saying something out of a defense for yourself, and it's going to be recorded. So that way they can go back and be like, aha, see, because this is what they said and blah, 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 right? So be cautious of that. But the card here says, I knew it all along. I've also been hearing a lot of I know something you don't know and I'm not gonna tell ya. That song has been popping up in my head for like a good month. What is that song? Hold on. Who sings that? I don't know. I can't find it right now. Hold on. Alright, anyways, I can't find it, but that's the verse I've been hearing in my head for like a good month. So anyways, with the Knight of Swords on the fence here, there's something changing drastically in your energy around you. It could just be you ascending, you, right? There's an angel in this card that's holding a huge blade. Things are being cut down in your energy. Is that... Hold on. Wow, someone's doing yard work and I think they're like sawing something. I think they're like renovating one of the houses or something. Knight of Swords upright. Someone's in their head. I don't think it's the Queen of Cups on the fence. I think it's this Queen of Pentacles reversed, King of Wands reversed. I think if it's two people, they're both in their heads. If it's one person with this Queen of Pentacles reverse energy, this person's in their head. They're stressed out. They can't sleep. They're trying to find different remedies. Oh my gosh. To sleep, but it's not working. This person's going through some sort of personal attack. Or war. They're warring. There's a war inside of this King of Wands reverse. I feel like for some of you, you can see what's going on with this King of Wands reverse and you're like, ew. Because look at the way she's looking. She's like, ew. So I feel like some of you, if it's a King of Wands reverse and a Queen of Pentacles reverse, you can see what's going on with the both of them and you're like, ew. Right? If it's one person, you can see that, but because you can see what's going on with inside of them, with their soul, right? And you're like, that's not, baby, that's not attractive. So you're going through changes, and this person's in the middle of a war within themselves. The Ten of Wands reverse. You're not in any kind of burdens. So I'm also hearing someone say, my burdens don't interest you? You're not attracted to my burdens? Someone is offended because their burdens aren't pulling you in. Oof. Two of Swords reversed. No, you're not. No. You're making sound decisions. You're not indecisive. Your yes is yes, no is no. That's it. For some of you, I was going to say this before the card fell. For some of you, it could be a Queen of Pentacles and reverse, jealous, insecure, unstable, with this King of Wands in reverse, quality, lack of motivation. This is a very lazy woman. Sleeps around, has no sense of stability, can't grow anything, can't produce anything, very codependent, very aggressive, this is, first of all, Queen of Pentacles reverse is already like a gold digger. Now, on top of that, if it's a King of Wands reverse that she operates out of, this is a woman who doesn't know how to be a woman. Again, like I said, a man who, you know, is very catty and gossipy, right? This is a woman who's very aggressive and like overly masculine, and is just very, her mannerisms are rough. Okay, very rough around the edges, and I don't know, it's just dirty. I guess maybe they can't. So again, with Leos, one thing I love about Leos is Leos know how to always present themselves, right? They would always make sure that, and it's not something about them being vain. I mean, some of them could be, but I think it's just because of how much they love themselves and appreciate themselves, right? They're going to make sure that, you know, they look good for themselves, right? They that's how they feel. So the way they feel on the inside is how they project it on their outside, which is why almost every Leo you ever come across, they always look like they're ready to walk down the runway. It's just, that's how they feel about themselves, right? If this is a Queen of Pentacles reverse, this woman is always looking raggedy. and dirty. And did you brush your teeth today? Did you shower? Did you do your hair? Did you clean your nails? Did you put any effort into your appearance at all? Probably not. And that's because listen, how a person this is a very tricky thing I'm going to say. You can tell a lot about how a person feels about themselves by how they present themselves, right? Their mannerisms, their hygiene, their appearance, right? How well they take care of their vessel. I knew it all along. I'm getting, for some of you, know how I said this could be a Pisces masculine? This could be a Pisces woman. But because she's so masculine and raw around the edges, she's coming off as a Pisces masculine, right? Now, for some of you, this could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, feminine or masculine, right? For some of you, you are this Pisces or this Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Leo, Aries, feminine, masculine, or this person is. Again, Page of Cups upright, next to the Page of Wands upright, which is funny because when I split the deck, I saw the Page of Wands reverse. So you have these people blocked. Because you have them blocked, you are not blocked. You have new beginnings in more than one way, in more than one thing. Page of Cups, Page of Wands. You have a lot of brand new things that are being birthed, that are being born. I wanted to say born. Born. Who says that? Born. I think it's from a show or a movie, born. It's the way someone says born. I'll figure it out later. I always do. Yeah, this is good. The birth of an idea. I think I have to end the reading soon. I'll get one more card. Yeah, because I just seen a bunch of people. What idea? What idea? What's the idea? What's the idea? Where's the idea? Alright, so I'm going to have to... Let me get one card. 3 came out. Hermit upright. That's good. You're very aware of who these people are. You've analyzed who they are from the get-go. The Hermit is an analyzer. Very logical, okay? And I feel like that with paired with you can see the war that's going on inside of people's souls. You can see that, right? You knew it all along. You can see it with that Hermit energy, right? So you can be very intuitive and also very intellectually smart. Page of Swords upright, 3 of Wands reverse. You can see that these people are trying to figure out a way of how to get you to go back to the beginning, how to get you to go back towards them, right? How interesting. All pages are here. You got the Page of Cups, Page of Wands, Page of Swords. I'm surprised the Page of Pentacles is not on the bottom of the deck, but the King of Swords is. Upright. Man, what? Yeah, I feel like you have a Queen of Pentacles reverse and a King of Wands reverse. They were trying to study you, right? To see how they can get you to go back to where you came from. Go back to the beginning. Go back, leave, start over. Kind of like, go back, you're not welcome here energy. But you saw them before they were able to figure this out. The Hermit upright. Because in reality, there's nothing for you to go back to. So what is it that you're going back to? There's only forward for you, collective. There's only forward. There's nothing to go back to. And you knew that. 2 of Swords reversed. You're not confused. Should I go back? there's nothing for you to go back to, and you know that. I feel like this Hermit upright is looking past this King of Wands reverse, Queen of Pentacles reverse. Right? You're looking past that, past these people. I feel like these people were put in front of you as an obstacle, and you just see them. They're not at war with you. They're at war with themselves. Oh, I can move now. I can go. Right? It's not me. Right? They're not in my way. They think they're in my way because of what they're going through with themselves. They're not in my way. There's no obstacle. I can do what I want. You're free. You're not confused about that. Two of Swords reverse, you're not confused. Absolutely not. Paired that with the Hermit energy, that's Virgo energy, very analytical. Your health is good. You're not this old, fragile thing. Your health is top notch. You may look old and fragile, or petite and fragile, or big and slow, or whatever. You may look it, but your health is top notch. You're good. You can go. You can fly if you want to. You're perfectly fine. There's nothing holding you back, and you know that. All of this is just to figure out how to get you to unroot the love that you have for yourself, to pour it into them. So that way they can like use your energy for themselves. Even if that was you having to defend yourself and argue and fight, that's you. You may, to you be like, I'm not giving them my energy, but you arguing and bickering and fighting and this and that and drama and that would be you giving them your energy. Now you may not you may not be thinking it because you're not outright saying, oh, my energy is yours, blah blah. You're not saying that, but your attention is going to them. Your energy, right? Your words, everything is going to them, and it's not going to them. It's not going to this man. It's not going to this woman. It's not going to these people. It's just not. You're smarter than that. So they could have seen you as a Queen of Cups. How can we stop this fragile, innocent, blush, soft Queen of Cups on the fence? How can we get them to go back and, how can we dominate their energy and take it? But you may be seen as a Queen of Cups, but you're actually like a King of Swords. You're actually very analytical, very smart, very astute, very aware. No problem making decisions, right? The Queen of Cups, people think that the Queen of Cups has trouble making decisions because of her heart, right? Because of how much love she has for you, for the situation, for whatever, right? But this Queen of Cups, when she makes decisions, and when anybody's in the Two of Swords reverse, and they make decisions, those decisions are final. They are very of sound mind. Knight of Swords upright, you are very sound mind when it comes to these decisions. You know what's going on, and you're in this Hermit energy. You know the decisions that you're making are very logical and of sound mind. And that's that. Ooh, Knight of Cups reverse, Ten of Pentacles reverse. So these could be people in your family. This King of Wands reverse, Queen of Pentacles reverse. Either they are in your family or they were working with your family. Okay, to get you to, with the Knight of Cups reverse, to stop giving yourself love. Stop caring for yourself. Stop pouring into yourself. That's not happening. Yeah, this is all. This could be one person in your family. Six of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, they don't think it's fair that you have this. In the beginning, the very beginning of the reading, I was talking about the dream, and I kept saying how these people were saying, that's not fair, we want that too. That's not fair. That's not fair, we want that too. How come we didn't? How come I don't have one of those? Yeah, they don't think it's fair. It's so crazy because if you really think about it, what are they really jealous of? Love. They're jealous of love. But they became the very enemy of the thing that they are jealous of. How are you going to be making love your enemy, but that's the very thing that you're jealous of? That's really what this is. That's why you see this is the war that they're going. It's love. They're warring against love. Love for themselves, right? Because that brings in forgiveness, peace, acknowledgement. That's it. They're at war with love. Love for themselves, love for their future, love for their pain, love for their, inner child, love for just love. I don't know. I just feel like yeah, you're gonna have to go past these people. You're gonna have to keep on with your journey, because this, now it's boring. And not boring as in like you have to constantly be what's entertained. It's not like that. It's just more like you're not learning anything else. You've learned how to love yourself. So now it's time for you to move on. And that's that. Yeah. I think you do have to be aware, because this person, they do want to return, but they don't understand how pointless their return will be. This is a reading. Bye.